Here I am, stood on the banks of the Manchester, Bolton and Bury Canal. It's a canal that runs through Manchester, Bolton and Bury. And currently we're doing a work party clearing the undergrowth from the inside of the canal. This canal has been abandoned for decades, and since then plant life has kind of taken it over. So at the moment we need to clear out all this undergrowth that at the moment is causing a huge problem. But that's not the main problem about this area we are stood in. The main problem is that. This area of the canal has been nicknamed the Breach, and it's quite easy to see why. Back in the 1930s, when this canal was becoming slightly more disused, they had a big breach here where basically the entire wall of the canal slid into the Irwell Valley, draining the entire canal into the river. This is a bit of a problem because not only was the wall completely demolished, but the actual bed of the canal also went down. And if you look on there, you can see that there's actually still rails from railways that have been used to try and strengthen the side of the canal. Unfortunately, it didn't work. This is one of the biggest engineering challenges on this canal, because right down there is a near vertical drop-off. It's ridiculously steep. So it's easy to see why this canal became abandoned a lot sooner than a lot of other ones were. It's quite scary, actually. Maybe this shot can kind of tell you the size of the breach. Where I'm stood should extend all the way out to where that wall is. This entire breach is going to have to be sorted before the canal can reopen. It's a massive task. Let's hope we can do it. Good luck.
As these historical images show, the damage caused that day was truly immense. Not only did the huge landslide drain the entire canal, but it also sealed the fate of the canal company, and it didn't last that much longer. In fact, the entire canal draining into the Irwell Valley caused flooding further downstream, and this damage has never been repaired. In fact, it has been abandoned for so long, happening in 1936, that the entire area was almost impossible to see for woodland, but thanks to the help of dedicated volunteers, it no longer looks this way.
Right up there, where you can see that some of the volunteers are working, cutting down some of the trees. This place has been abandoned for so long, the trees have grown up, and quite mature trees as well. And the problem is, trees are the worst enemy to a canal because they grow very well, and the problem is they push out all the stonework. So this entire area, you could barely see, it was completely wooded. You see the woods far over there, this entire area looked like that. So it's a great, testament to all the volunteers that are here, that they've done all of this. But you can see where our good volunteer is working. That is actually the towpath. That extends all the way over to the other side, over here. So you can maybe understand yeah. Of course, all these canal walls still exist down there. Not sure how we're going to do it, to be honest. Luck and prayers. But no, this is going to be one of the biggest challenges, really. Oh yeah.
Luckily, the rest of the canal got away with not falling into the valley, and apart from a bit of tree growth and a bit of vandalism over the years, generally a lot of it is in quite good condition.
It's only when you're stood in the bed of the canal you can actually realise just how massive this is. It's not just a small trench that's been dug into the ground, which is kind of a misnomer. In fact, if I stand by the canal wall, this isn't even the bed of the canal, there's maybe that much undergrowth. If I stand against one of these walls, you can perhaps see the extent of the size. In fact, it's huge. I'd actually have to walk back very far to try and get in shot the entire width of the canal. It's massive.
But when the canal was abandoned, that wasn't quite the end of its usefulness.
When the canal was breached, they still had to find some way of feeding water to the mills. Now the thing is, they used to take water from the canal, but when it breached, all the water drained away, so they needed to still have some way of getting the water to the mills down here. This was it. This huge water pipe used to take water all the way from further up there where it had been dammed off and the canal was still in water, to a mill further down there. This is no longer used, it's completely empty, and in fact, when this entire canal was still, abandoned, it was completely wooded, you could barely see it. Now, not sure what's going to happen to this, maybe it's going to completely go forever. Maybe they'll save a bit of it and put it on the side of maybe the towpath to serve as a relic of what happened to this canal. But it's interesting to see how they still use the area even after the canal was long gone and completely abandoned. It still had its uses right up until the very end.
But of course, how did the canal get this clear? With the work of a lot of hard-working volunteers.
One of the great things about this canal society, well, I say great thing, it's a terrible thing, is that we don't really have any machines on hand. I mean, occasionally when we're doing a lot of the bigger work we are, but for this general clearing work, most of it's done by hand, and can't really moan about it considering the guys who built this all dug it out by hand. There was no machinery back then, well, not at the start anyway, but all of this has been cleared out by hand, and this goes another 100 metres or so, and it's all done by hand. And here, one of the great volunteers, nice bloke, he's been helping us dig out. Now, gonna see just how long it takes to dig out a little bit of this. I'm going to speed it up 10 times.
Admittedly, I make it sound worse than it is. We did actually have a petrol strimmer that day, but the problem was it was broken and wasn't safe to be used, so we had to get it repaired. So we had to use the scythes and cutters. So you can see what me and Tom, who's the guy on the left, are doing, is Tom is currently swiping at all the brambles with basically a massive scythe. And I've got a pair of clippers and I'm clipping all the saplings. The problem is there's a lot of mature saplings in this canal bed now, what, 1-2 inches in diameter, and the scythe just simply can't cut through them. So what happened is, me and Tom are currently working in a pair. I am cutting down the saplings, he's cutting through the brambles. Once he's cut through the brambles and faces a lot of saplings, we swap sides, and he starts going through the brambles where I've been clearing all the saplings so he can cut through it cleanly, and I have to work on his side, cutting all the saplings that he's exposed. Admittedly, it's a slow task, but
see what I mean? Takes forever.
It's better than one person doing it, I suppose. And now, finally, the infamous now palaver of trying to get a fire started.
The great battle to light a fire.
Actually, were you not in the scout?
Nope. However, I am a Pyromaniac. So.
You are what?
Yeah.
Well, go do your stuff. Yeah. Get stuck in there.
What you do is you always put the brambles in the bottom. Small bits on the bottom, heavy stuff on top. Small bits light and heavy stuff on top. That's stuff in light stuff on top. Hey, finally! Get stuff on it. Ain't going small though. Little bit. Very little bit. Dry stuff, dry stuff.
Don't dry stuff here. When you put it on, try and keep it compacted. You've got to tuck it over you, Miguel.
Yeah, we cut them up.
Use them in a... Hold on to them a bit. Hang on, I'm just going to flick some more off. That's going to go out again. That's going to go out again. Leave it. Leave it.
Well, move away, please.
Yeah.
We got that. Where's that dustbin Nick gone? Move, behind you. Move. Move out the way. Move out the way. Run away.
Run away.
Hand for your lads.
Can.
Hey. Brilliant. Brilliant.
We know which way the wind's going now, so.
Don't stand there. Oh. No.
Gonna go out.
Leave it a second. You want that to catch covered in petrol again? They're too big, yeah.
Put the smaller stuff on.
Tiny, tiny, tiny stuff.
This stuff is still a bit green now.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
It might be dry, but it's not going to burn green. It's still sappy. See all that dry grass up there?
Where's that clipboard written down here?
This fire is full. It's underneath that one there.
Where?
That what bit of green?
We had a green flapper, didn't we?
Green boulder.
That green folder, yeah.
Plastic things, yeah.
Where?
Just behind, underneath that